Right, y'all know that this needs to be discussed in some great depth. Last 2 minutes of a thriller, 1:39 on the clock, 1 point in it, let's go. So here we are. I think I can say that all the fans are just praying that the umps don't kill this one like many others.
Crisp, the left footer, remember, gets around one, Bagley, chewed off too much. Oh boy, every player on the ground has stopped. Every player stopped, and the umpire didn't blow the whistle. He had to blow the whistle.
With that out the way, it's looking like a blistering last few minutes. Much needed clearance coming from the red and black team. Little bit of a field advantage in the open and not marked by the opposition, which is what's most important. Howe on the end of a handball slips and breaks his own legs, bouncing it like an Oz kicker would, lays down on the ground, and you know what? He fixes his hair for the camera. Of all things to do, gets tackled. You know what? I better look good for the camera, so I better fix my hair. My first instinct after I get embarrassed is to go with the flow and look good. So you know what? Praise him. The other funny yet scary thing is that the umpire sort of hesitated with the free kick too. Clear as day that when a player bounces the ball in a tackle, it is holding the ball and a free kick is awarded to the tackler. But gee, the little pause with his hand, just stick it in your gob, mate, blow on it and do your little wave. Holding the ball, no need for no hesitation. So after brushing your fingers through your hair, you decide to have a f***ing snooze. I wish I was paid that much to have a f***ing sleep at the MCG. So here we are now, Harry Jones to line up directly in front, 45 metres from the goal. You'd almost put your house on it. Almost. I mean, he looked at the f***ing clock. Like, I get that players have 30 seconds to kick the ball, but come on, I'm sick of players worrying more so about the clock than doing the most important thing and kicking the f***ing goal. It didn't even matter that he wasted the 30 seconds. So why the f*** do you not just take 10 seconds and kick the ball through the big sticks? Anyways, ball is now in great hands in the goal square. Pendles to bring it out, and as he said in a post-game interview,
really quickly, but I just said to Das, if he kicks a point here, take off down the middle, but if you see a gap left or right, just shoot off. What most people think in that situation, you're going to get it, you're going to play on, you're going to kick it as far as you can down the middle. Everyone, get up the guts. I reckon there was 24 players standing in the middle of the ground. We didn't want to be the side who just goes, oh, we'll just boot it up the middle and hope someone takes a big pack mark amongst 24 people.
And sure enough, they weren't that side that just boots it up the middle. The man is a genius. Have a look at this kick. Perfectly placed into Darcy Moore's lap, kicked into space so he could run onto it. Took off straight away, did he too. Punching kick towards Bianca, who also gets it and goes. Another lace-out kick in the direction of Elliot, who's taken a mark that will make all Collingwood fans cream. Genius stuff from the at the time captain. Let's move on to Elliot. He gets a bit of hate as most Collingwood players do, but you can't fault and ignore this man's brilliance here. At the time I saw this live, I was actually thinking that he was never going to drop this mark. Squared up to it beautifully. He looked into the space, used his body, and plucked it after it went over his head. The kick by Bianco to the space set it up beautifully for Elliot, and if you haven't seen what's about to come, buckle up. You're in for a treat. But before the spectacle, we do have to rewind all the way back to Howe's good night's sleep. As Pendle said, why would you bother kicking it to 24 players? Let me draw you a map. We can see that before the kick, Pendlebury was already coordinating with his team, especially with Moore as to what he's going to do. Unbelievable captaincy, even though there is no time, and knows that if this is a goal, all hope is lost. But he doesn't stop giving instructions to his players who may have dropped their heads. Instead of kicking it up the guts to the 364 players waiting to have a piece, the basketball background mind sprung into action and wanted to avoid a collision. Understandably, the best way to do this is to go around the entire team. From there, it's as simple as kick to kick, but every kick needs to be perfect. So not only scoreboard pressure, the time left, and needing to get the ball from one end of the ground to the other, you'd just about think all hope is lost. Well, with a little help from Jeff, a bloke looking at the time, and Bill Nye the basketball guy, happy days. Back to Elliot again. After the grab, sticks his hand in the air and says, I do swear in the name of God that what I shall do shall be the best thing, the greatest thing, and nothing but the best greatest thing I do. So help me. Play on AFL, subscribe, and leave a like. What an intense moment, ladies and gentlemen. No one pictured this 2 minutes ago, let alone when Jones was lining up to seal it. Elliot immediately put his back to the goals to take things into his own hand, whether that was based on the time left or if he just has a massive I'm not sure, but I like it. Backing up to give himself some room and oh, what the f***? Yeah, right, just unleash an almighty snot rocket into your fans. I get that you need to clear your head, but now is not the time to projectile blast in front of your fans with thousands watching on. I guess one of your fans didn't give a shit, clapping you on, clearly in love with you, hoping and praying like many other Collingwood fans, not really sure what this man is looking at when the action is right into your f***ing face. Let's just roll it.
To win the game for Collingwood. There's the siren. Arms in the air. That has gone through. Jamie Elliot has won the game of footy for this famous club. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, extraordinary, ineffable. Many words to describe the scenes. This shot here is almost the same as what round 34 on COD Zombies looks like. Right, enough of the emotions. We do need to run back the crowd reaction to see who missed out on what. It's always one of those fantastic times where your team wins and you go for a high five or you go for a hug and it just doesn't work out. You get embarrassed, yet you're still in this awkward happy moment. It's quite bizarre. Almost bizarre as this f***ing fan. Now, what the actual is this man doing? This motherfucker should rip that jersey off right now. Never think about supporting Essendon again. You're filming the entire exhibition as well, mate. If you know this bloke, remove him as a friend on Facebook right now, or at least someone give him a Collingwood jersey, because that's just crook. The man has his flashlight on too, like it ain't bright enough in the fucking stadium as it is. All in all, the security man deserves a promotion, backs away from the Collingwood players instead of ensuring that no idiotic fan jumps on the pack. Bloody brilliant. Now, the best part about the entire passage is that the camera angles back towards Jones, really emphasising that this is all his fault. You do have to feel bad for him, but in the end, he should have kicked a simple goal, but without it, formed a notorious display that no AFL fan will ever forget.